Who spinning tackles near our thousand falls.
Tangled in this on and
Moon shining bright on dancing foam.
Green harbour light, bring Daddy home.
Yeah, my name's Tim Vinnicombe. The Vinnicombe family have been working on the oyster fishery since around the 1860s, I think. And I'm a fifth generation working on the oyster fishery. And my cousin's son is sixth generation, so we've still got Vinnicombes on the fishery. Boy Willie has been in the family since 1923, I believe. It was bought down at Porthleven from the Strike family around the 1900s, and they previously bought her from Mevagissey, from another family in Mevagissey. Then I suppose the history must go on, come up to the 80s when we had the bone amer disease, and we'd converted her from trawling to oyster dredging in the mid 70s to 80s, and then the disease struck and we had to stop oystering, and I went fishing on the other boat. Meanwhile, we converted her back for racing. We raced her for, I don't know, 18, 20 years, quite successfully. The first memory I have of the fishery, I guess, would be working with my father on the Six Brothers, which my brother owns now. And I think I would have been around 12 to 14 years of age when father got some little small dredges for me to work. And yeah, that'd be the first memory I can have of the oyster fishing, when he took me out with these little small dredges to work as a lad. Well, I'm semi-retired now, really. I don't work as hard on the oysters as I used to. You're unable to. I work single-handed in the biggest boat out there, which is not advantageous really to bad weather and picking moorings up, so on and so forth. So I think you just, because I enjoy the job, I've always enjoyed the job. I think you retire when you can't do the job any longer. People say to me now, why haven't you retired? You have no need to work. I said, well, I don't retire because I like doing it. And why retire when you can do it? Sit on your backside and waste your time. So, yeah, that's the feeling. I'm retiring. I'll be a bit disappointing, but you got to do it when you got to do it. That's the thing. Yeah. There are some struggles, but nothing major. It's normally the weather. You've got to try and work out what sort of weather conditions you're able to go in. With me being single-handed, sometimes you go out and you misjudge it and you get a lot more weather by the end of the day, which makes it very difficult to pick the moorings up. So that can be a struggle. Getting wreckage caught in the dredge on the bottom, or big stones, boulders, whatever, can be a struggle. We've got small stops on the ropes that break, and then you leave the rope, go out, throw the buoy over the side, and you've got to return in the other direction to pick the dredge up, to retrieve the dredge. Sometimes that can be a struggle. Other than that, no, not much else to hold you up really. There's a few. There's a couple of younger ones come in recently. Not many. Many of us are sort of at the end of our duration of oyster fishing. I think most of my mates were all up around retirement age or gone past retirement age, as I have. But there are a few new ones coming in. But it's a different sort of way of life, as you know. Being out there dragging in oyster dredges, and I've had lots of people come out with me. My brother he wanted I'm going back then, going back 12, 14 years ago. And my brother, he wanted to have an assistant, a second hand on the boat. And he went through 13 people. They would come out for a few days and they just couldn't handle it. They thought it was crazy, dragging in much you can do. Because I mean, you train your muscles to do it after a while, 2 or 3 weeks, and your muscles will get trained into like being in the gym, lifting heavier weights, you know. But people initially will go, I can't do this. Yeah, I've had people with me for a short time, and they don't. There are many people that last. It's hard work, as simple as that. No, really. I mean, you know, it's got to be looked after. She's quite deep for oyster dredging. I'm used to the boat, but ideally you want a shallower draft boat. So, but she was good for racing. It's a good all-round boat for me because I know the boat. But what will actually happen, I don't know. She'll go to my daughter, who's well, she loves the boat, but it's a lot of upkeep. I mean, I'm a boat builder myself, and I'd look after it. But this day and age, having to pay someone to look after an old boat like that would be colossal. So I don't really know what'll happen. It'll be up to the choice of my daughter, I would imagine.
Green Harbor light, rain, daddy home.